This is the energy mix in Australia in the year 2000. And this is the energy mix in 2024. Can you spot the difference? Apart from the funny colors, this graph reflects a major energy transition over the last 2 decades. In short, Australia went from coal clinker to solar sprinter. If you want to see the longer version, stay in this video. In this video, I'll break down the key reasons behind this shift, from renewable energy resources to economics, policy, and tech. In the energy industry, Australia is often referred to as the lucky country, and in terms of renewable resources, it truly is. We have a massive land availability, a very low population density, and one of the highest irradiation levels on Earth, especially when compared to Europe. Central and Northern Australia alone receive more sunlight per square meter than any other country on the planet. It's a great solar real estate. But this is not just about sunlight. Onshore wind in Australia offers a variety of conditions and wind speeds, often ranging between 7 to 10 meters per second and making great conditions for wind turbine suppliers to come to Australia. Back in 2012, building a solar farm was not for the faint of heart or wallet. A 10 megawatt plant could cost upwards of 10 million Australian dollars. That's a $5 per watt. Today, the same capacity could be built under 10 million. That's a 5-fold reduction in just over a decade. This massive drop in cost was driven by the global manufacturing scale. Factories ramped up, economies of scale kicked in, improvements in panel efficiencies, logistics, and automation resulted in one of the fastest cost declines in energy history. We can compare the decline of the PV module price to an inverse of Moore's law. He was famously known for predicting the evolution of microchips. In our case, the costs of the technology have halved to a similar rate to how the efficiency of the microchips improved. In the energy industry, we use a metric called LCOE, that stands for levelised cost of electricity or energy. This is mainly used to compare different sources of energy on a consistent basis. It accounts for capital costs, operations, fuel, and the production over the lifetime of the system. We are now comparing apples with apples. According to the latest CSIRO report, solar and wind still have the lowest LCOE in Australia, but this was always the case. From a global perspective, IRENA has tracked the learning rates of various technologies, showing that solar and wind have the steepest cost reduction curves when capacity is increased, while others, like nuclear, have become more expensive. The real tipping point was grid parity, when the cost to produce solar or wind dropped below the market price of electricity. Australia hit this milestone around 2016 at an approximate rate of $70 per megawatt hour, meaning now that renewables could compete on economics alone, with no subsidies needed. Agencies like ARENA and CFC were critical in the early years, but have become less central since grid parity was achieved. According to the Australian Energy Market Operator, renewables now account for over 30% of national electricity generation. In some regions like South Australia, that figure exceeds 70% on certain days. Looking at today's mix, solar is generating 24% of our demand, wind is generating 12%, and hydro another 5%, totaling close to 40% of our total demand. When we look at the last 12 months, the picture is different. Where black coal plants are supplying the majority of our demand at 45%, 16% is generated by burning brown coal, and the rest of energy is produced by burning gas, biomass, and renewables. One of the other unique aspects of Australia's energy transition is the explosion of rooftop solar. Over 4 million homes now have PV systems, making it the most decentralized solar market on Earth. However, this decentralization can bring new challenges. During the middle of the day, solar output can exceed demand. This can lead to curtailment or even negative pricing. It's a strange new world where too much energy becomes a problem. It's like buying too many avocados and realizing they all ripen on the same day. Australia's massive landmass and historically fragmented grid create bottlenecks. Some renewable projects get delayed or limited because the transmission network can't handle new capacity. Fixing this means building new interconnectors and investing in transmission corridors that balance local generation with national grid stability. AIMO's latest plan outlines exactly this kind of future-ready transmission investment. Ambitious new projects adding transmission lines to interconnect South Australia and New South Wales, like the Project Energy Connect, are part of the solution for this problem. And finally, there's the challenge of energy storage. Large-scale battery projects have proven that batteries can stabilize the grid within milliseconds. But we need more than just fast response. We need storage that can shift energy across hours, days, and eventually seasons. To make this video, I researched external factors using a pestle framework and found out that technology and economy had the biggest impact in the rise of renewable energy in Australia. Although there's a long way to go, there have been significant changes in a seemingly short period of time. It's really exciting to see that Australia is following a common sense approach when looking at the future of energy. AIMO is forecasting to have almost no coal generation production by 2035 and a major renewables mix by 2050, consisting of rooftop and utility-scale solar, onshore and offshore wind, increased battery storage capacity, and energy flexibility with hydro and gas. To summarize, what began as an emerging technology is now central to Australia's energy strategy. Renewables aren't just an alternative grid, they are part of the necessary energy mix. This shift hasn't been driven by idealism, it's been driven by economics. Solar and wind are cheap, scalable, and fast to deploy. Australia's energy transition isn't coming. It's already here, and it's staying.